Good morning, everyone. So we are going to make a pretty hard switch in content from motivation to operation. So I feel I need to warn everyone because that was some pretty stellar content that we have to follow. My name's Sherene Hilal. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Bluecore. We are the only marketing technology that is purpose-built to help retailers increase their identification and drive customer movement. It is very cool to see so many of our customers out here today. We have Carhartt, Sephora, Alo Yoga, Gap, Foot Locker, David's Bridal, some amazing brands and customers, and of course, SPARC as well. So joining me on stage is Karilyn Anderson. She is the GVP of Digital Marketing and CRM at SPARC.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the SPARC brands?
Sure. For those that haven't heard of SPARC before, SPARC started a couple years ago and then really ramped up during COVID. And we operate 7 brands in the US market. I'll try to list them. If I forget one, I'm sorry. But Aeropostale, Nautica, Lucky Brand, Brooks Brothers, Reebok, Eddie Bauer, and Forever 21. In my role, I run digital marketing and CRM for the 7 brands in partnership with the various styles of leadership and different kinds of operating models for the various teams.
So Karilyn, your title, CRM and digital, I don't see those skills usually together. Tell me a little bit about how that came to be and then how you also have seen it be very helpful in some of the transformation that you've done with your brands.
Yeah, so when I started at SPARC Group, I actually joined via Lucky Brand, and I was in a head of e-commerce role. So in a head of e-commerce role, I ran e-commerce. So it was everything from marketing to merchandising, and the various roles that fall under there. And when Lucky Brand got acquired by SPARC, we developed a COE, so I report to the Chief Digital Officer of SPARC, and I have counterparts that run like site technology and digital product, and then I have digital marketing and CRM. And in my role, I actually get to do both MarTech and the marketing. So it's been a really cool experience because I think it's allowed me to move really, really fast. So I think one of the most exciting things is that it's been 4 years, and as of today, actually, we're officially, all of our MarTech is a single stack across the 7 brands. Super exciting.
That's pretty incredible. So that, I think, is a model a lot of folks in the audience are thinking about, the Center of Excellence model. Making that decision to align on a single tech stack it's a big one. Different brands have different needs. How did you make the trade-offs and kind of navigate the difficulties of getting that done?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've talked about is that the decisions that I've made at SPARC and where I've led the organization from a MarTech standpoint vary depending on the organization that you're at. So I've definitely made different decisions than I've made previously, but it's driven by resources and time. And also our number one opportunity is growth. So how do I drive sales? How do I do this as quickly as possible and with as little resources as possible? And what's cool about our organization is we've been able to hire some really great people who are really experts in their space. And then we bring in other organizations such as consulting firms or technology firms to help us bring our vision to life. And with that model, I think I've done things at a pace that I didn't think was originally possible.
And you've mentioned before that one of the benefits of having that consolidated stack is growth and like the speed of growth that you can get. Will you talk a little bit about how you work with Bluecore today, your other technology partners, and some of the different trade-offs around deciding who to put on that stack?
Yeah, we have had to make some tough decisions over time, but I think they've been really clear to me because we really look for partners that are going to help us fill in those gaps that we're not able to hire onto the team. So we have very limited options when it comes to growing headcount. That's something that is very restricted. So as a result, I've leaned into partners that are able to bring more people to the table so that we have experts in the room that can help us build what we need to build. And with Bluecore, that's a company that we originally had 3 brands with, and now we have 6 brands with. And I think that's because Bluecore was a great partner that helped us build into our vision. And then the other thing that we try to do is now that we have the tech stack established, is making sure that we optimize and use every partner to their maximum capabilities. So we do a lot of conversations on, how can we share data from our CDP to Bluecore to Salesforce, and how do we make all of these technologies work together? And I think, Bluecore stood out because you were really willing to do that. And some other partners that we have worked with, that would be more difficult. So those are the kinds of things that we're looking for.
I think you've also been very clear with all of your partners what metrics matter. So things like purchase frequency, full price buying, cross-category buying, and using that as an anchor to define loyalty versus just trying to create a single loyalty program.
Yeah.
How did you come up with those metrics, and then how did you create alignment in your organization?
So for those people that have loyalty programs, it can be really expensive. We do have a few loyalty programs at SPARC, but it's not something that we thought that we could expand very quickly across the rest of the brands. It was going to take a lot of time and a lot of investment. So as a result, we kind of looked at our tech stack and we were like, well, what can we do right now? We could just redefine loyalty and do it in a CRM light way using the partners that we have. So we very much rely on segmentation and personalization, and using all of our systems together to share data from place to place so that we can create a more personalized and engaging experience. And that's a form of loyalty as long as you establish the KPIs of understanding, like, okay, if we have a model for a VIP customer, are we growing the value of the VIP customer? Are we using the VIP customers to acquire more customers like a VIP customer? So we think holistically across all of the data that we have and all the models that we have with the different partners, and that's what we monitor. And at the end of the day, it's about sales at a healthy, profitable margin. So we make sure that we always reiterate that with our partners to be sure that we're on the same page.
Okay, so I think we have time for one more question. Originally, I was going to ask Karilyn a question about what she's looking forward to, and she said, I do better talking about challenges. So the question I will ask is, what is the next challenge that you are looking forward to overcoming?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges, especially at a company that has multiple brands, is that you constantly have leaders coming in and out. So I'm constantly convincing people that what we've built is a good idea, and getting them on board. And I think as I think about the challenges that I have is having those people come in and talking them through how we got to where we are, and selling them on the vision so that we can continue to move forward. And that's something that, every 6 months there's somebody else to convince. But that's something that I think about often, and it's something that I think I've learned a lot about the past 4 years.
I think it's also created a good accountability between us as partners to make sure that we are consistently showing our value, because there's always a new player coming in or a new brand that's being acquired. And so it keeps the relationship fresh, and I think the challenge high for both sides.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Great.
Well, that is all the time we have. Thank you very much, Karilyn. We've been doing a roadshow across the US. This is our last stop, so big applause to Karilyn.